Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can hear me. I really have no idea if you can or not. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. Yes, I'm currently on vacation, but when I have some downtime, I'm going to make some videos. Now, a stock that I really wanted to talk about today was Rivian. And I want you to guess how I feel about it. Do you think I think it's a buy? I think it's going to 10x? It's going to go to the moon? Well, I'll tell you what. I don't care where the stock goes in the short term. When you look at it fundamentally, it is highly speculative, and it is currently not even close to being worth what it is right now. So let's go look at Rivian on Robinhood, my favorite app, and then we'll talk about how insanely overvalued the stock is. But, if you want to speculate on it because you want to, trade in and out of it, okay, maybe you can make some money. But if you're a long-term investor, unless you're putting in a tiny amount of money, I wouldn't touch this freaking stock. So let's go look. So here's all Rivian Automotive, all right? Current share price, $132.20. But that doesn't really matter because what you really want to look at is the market capitalization, and then you want to compare it to other stocks in a similar field. In this case, it's Tesla for electric vehicles or any of the other automotive producers for vehicles in general. So Rivian engages in design, development, and manufacture of category-defining electric vehicles and accessories. It was founded by Robert Syringe in June 2009. It is headquartered in California. So market cap. Okay, so here they're saying it's $68 billion. I thought it was much higher than that. Let's see. Market cap. Yeah, so here they're saying Rivian's market cap is $110 billion. So Robinhood is just freaking garbage. Oops, I think I lost my camera. Anyway, Robinhood's freaking garbage. So I guess you shouldn't use Robinhood for any of your metrics. So Rivian's market cap is $110 billion. Let's compare that to Ford market cap. $77 billion. So let's compare that to Toyota. Toyota's market cap is $300 billion, which is still pretty reasonable. But Rivian is basically a third the size of Toyota, but produces probably 1/10 trillionth the number of automobiles. Now, let's go look at Rivian's most recent production, and I'm going to show you how freaking overvalued this company is. Rivian reports R1T production and delivery numbers for October. Some 1,000 EVs will be delivered by the end of this year. Pre-orders, which is not revenue, surge. So let's compare, let's say Ford's deliveries. Q3. Okay, that's just the Ford Expedition. I want everything. Ford total deliveries. Okay. It's such a pain to find this freaking information. It's like you have to actually go in the 10K and read each one. So I'm looking here for Ford's deliveries. Okay, so just for some context. It doesn't even freaking say. Okay, I know Ford delivers probably hundreds of thousands of cars per year. So you compare Ford, which delivers hundreds of thousands of cars per year, to Rivian, which has 1,000 EVs potentially this year. And somehow Rivian's market cap is 50 billion more. It's freaking stupid. It's speculative trash. Rivian reports that as of the end of October, it has produced and delivered, respectively, 180 and 156 electric pickup trucks. Wow, that's deserving of a $110 billion market cap, and it'll probably go up. New data emerged by the way of the new IPO document. The first R1T rolled off the assembly line on September 14th, so they just started making the freaking truck. Which means that over 48 days, the company's produced an average of 3.8 vehicles per day. Wow. So if they make 3.8 vehicles per day, they can make 1,300 vehicles a year. Wow, look at this chart. It really went up. So I saw something. There was something interesting here. I think they said they could get to full capacity in around 2024. Let's see here. PreOrder Surge. The company has some 48,000 pre-orders in the US and Canada as of September 30th. And as of October 31, it's about 55,400, which is still a tiny fraction of the legacy automakers. And I don't even know what the margins are on this freaking truck, okay? Let's see. Rivian says the plan is equipped to produce up to 150,000 vehicles annually, and this level will be reached in early 2024. So by 2024, they might be able to make 150,000 vehicles. Compare that to, the legacy automakers that combined make millions of vehicles. The plan is expected to handle 200,000 vehicles per year after an upgrade. Wow, that's really deserving of such a high market cap. So if you go to their website, we can actually look at some of the stuff they sell. So they have the R1T pickup truck, estimated range of 314 miles, starting at $67,500. Wow, do you think that's made for the average person? A truck built for whatever you call the road. Your electric adventure awaits. So, okay, pretty expensive. And then let's see what the R1S is. The R1S starts at 70 grand. So they have an SUV and they have a truck, and they're both freaking insanely expensive, which, you know, if you're in a liberal part of this country where there's a bunch of rich people, okay, maybe you'll have a lot of sales. But I mean, for the average person, Rivian is not going to disrupt the automotive industry with these super freaking expensive cars that only a select bunch of people can afford. So it's always good to read the offering statement. Now, we can go through the risk factors real quick, and then I'll show you the financials, which doesn't even have revenue on it. So here's Rivian Automotive. And just keep in mind, this company is valued more than Ford. It's a Ford and a half, basically. Keep that in mind. Rivian, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Letter from the president. So they have some pretty pictures on the offering statement, which means everybody loves it. You know, they keep the world adventurous forever. You know, you got some people camping and enjoying themselves. You know, got a happy family here playing football. Ooh, they're making stuff in their factory. See, all these pretty exciting pictures probably suck you in, but you have to keep in mind, they're going to maybe make 1,000 vehicles this year. 1,000. That's nothing. Okay. Oh, wow. It's on the road. Pretty cool. I mean, it's not a bad looking car. You know, the SUV and the truck, they're not bad looking, but they're not freaking world-changing vehicles, especially at the prices that they're offering. And I guess they're making a van too. I don't know, Amazon Prime. So, interesting. So let's see the risk factors. We are a growth stage company with a history of losses and expect to incur significant expenses and continuing losses for the foreseeable future. Yes, even if their trucks are profitable on a per-truck basis, which I highly doubt, because when you calculate gross margin, you have to factor in all the overhead costs of the factory. So if you don't have a lot of production and you have a lot of overhead, it's going to be really hard to be profitable on a gross margin basis. As you produce more vehicles and you allocate that overhead over more vehicles, you become more profitable on a accounting basis. But I think it's going to be a while before they can actually get up to that massive production. So you're going to see a history of losses with this company for the next quarter. But if you want to hold that long, you go right ahead. We have incurred net losses since our inception, including net losses of $426 million and $1 billion. Bleeding money. So you buy the stock and then it loses freaking money. But you can't possibly wait till it's profitable, can you? Our limited operating history makes it difficult for us to evaluate our future business prospects. Well, I tell you, your crap's freaking expensive. Okay, the average family can't afford this. And you're not disrupting the automotive industry with these expensive freaking luxury cars. Blah, 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 blah. We expect that a significant portion of our initial revenue will be from one customer that is an affiliate of our principal stockholders. So I believe that would be Amazon. Yeah, in February 2019, we entered into a commercial letter agreement with Amazon, and we entered another agreement with logistics, okay? So basically, they're going to be selling, they're going to have a huge order that they're going to deliver to Amazon, which if that falls through, they're pretty screwed, okay? I don't think it is, but you never know. Blah, 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 blah. We face significant challenges as a new entrant into the automotive industry. Yes, you do. Okay, your vehicles are freaking expensive, and you have a lot of competition on the luxury end with, I don't know, Tesla and all the other freaking legacy automakers. The automotive industry is highly competitive. Yeah, it is. Blah, 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 blah. So, okay, so that's just some generic stuff. Now let's see a little bit more about the business, and then we will go and look at the financials. Actually, let's look at the financials first. So let's see, it should be somewhere on here. Well, we'll start with the business model. Our business model will rely on the following tenets to drive revenue, capture value, and expand both gross and operating margins. Expansion of capacity and ramp off of production. Like I said, their factory will be able to produce 150 units per year or 200,000 units per year after an upgrade, but that's going to be a long way in the future. Growth in automotive sales. We expect to generate revenue from the sale of new vehicles, blah, 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 blah. As of September 30th, we have approximately 48,000 pre-orders, which you may think that's a lot, but those can be canceled. And on top of that, That's still not a lot of vehicles when you compare that to a legacy automaker. And they could even have negative gross margins. Wow. Our commercial vehicles will initially consist of EDVs, and we plan to deliver 100 EDVs to Amazon by 2025. So over the next freaking 3 or 4 years, they're going to eventually maybe deliver 100,000 vehicles to Amazon. We intend for each vehicle sale to be the start of a lifelong relationship with our customer. Our initial services include financing, insurance, vehicle service, and fleet OS. Looks like every automaker probably has that too. We anticipate expanding our service offerings to include greater coverage and convenience. We plan to continue to invest in these offerings, blah, 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 blah. So they're trying to do the same thing Tesla is, wrap everything, have all these freaking extra services that increase margins, apparently. So the financials are somewhere. Here they are. Results of operations. So if you look here, it's kind of weird. You don't see any revenues because they haven't earned any revenue, because you actually have to deliver a product. When you get a pre-order, you cannot recognize revenue until you actually deliver the product and the customer accepts it. So right now, they don't have any freaking revenues, okay? Looking at this, operating expenses, wow. Net loss, $1 billion loss, $426 million loss, $994 million loss. Wow. R&D expenses have increased. That's not surprising. Selling general administrative expenses have increased. I see a lot of expenses increasing and literally zero revenues. Wow, that's pretty freaking amazing. So it's really hard to tell where this company is. You're literally just gambling by investing in this company. You can do it if you want, but I would not YOLO a lot of your money, okay? If you missed Tesla, I'm sorry. You missed it, loser. You could have got it with the index fund. But don't think this is going to be another Tesla where it's going to go to $1 trillion market cap, because Tesla's overvalued too. Here we have some cash flows. Cash used in operating activities during the 6 months ended of June 30th, 2021 was $851 million. So they burned $851 million in 6 months. Double that. That's a year. Let's see. Investing activities. Cash used in investing activities, $871 million, primarily driven by capital expenditures related to the build out of the normal factory. I like how they say normal factory and not like gigafactory. So, wow. So you see they're burning cash on operations, which is just from the business, and from investing. So all that cash is going to have to be financed either by stockholders, so people buying new stock, where there's going to be a lot of issuances, or debt holders. Financing activities, $2.6 billion. Woo! And debt issuances. Let's see. Yeah, so like I said, I mean, the vehicles look cool, but I hate to burst y'all's bubbles. I mean, y'all think you're going to 20,000x, and the stock may go anywhere. I can't predict where the stock's going to go, okay? But I can tell you right now, they're barely producing anything. They hope to produce 150,000 vehicles in like 3 or 4 years, and maybe 200,000 once they do a factory upgrade. But until then, why would you touch this stock? All right, let's see if we have some questions. Cool looks, stock prices, 2 decades ahead of, yeah. That's ridiculous. It's valued more than Ford, and they're not even going to be producing a fraction of what Ford's going to produce in multiple years. Yeah, the cars don't look that bad. I mean, I think they're cooler than Teslas. Aren't those great to park at the truck stop? I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. Turner, what's up, bro? Rivian strategy also makes try to ramp multiple vehicles at the same time, which is not realistic for a startup to do. Tesla can't even do this. They ramp up one. Yeah, so Tesla's strategy was they made more expensive vehicles first, and then eventually once they, got more economies of scale, then they focused more on more affordable vehicles with like the Model 3. And then eventually I'm sure they're going to come out with, super affordable vehicle that the average person can actually afford. Because right now I still don't think the average person can afford to buy a Tesla. Or if they do, they're going to be pretty cash strapped. Rivian also has another competitive no giga press to stamp out the frame. Yeah, I don't know. People like they're upset they missed Tesla. And so they're trying to find the next EV company. So you're going to see a lot of clowns telling you to buy this stock. And if the stock goes up in a bubble, people are going to be like, oh, see, you're stupid strong, man. But think about what's happening underneath. They're producing almost nothing, okay? Read the freaking 10K. At least Tesla's more realistic. Cybertruck. Yeah, I mean, Tesla's a better buy than Rivian, and that's saying a lot. Hi, strong man. I sent you a message. I would like your advice. Okay, I'll go check it out. I mean, I've been on vacation, so I haven't been checking my mail that much, but I'll definitely get around to it once things settle down. Rivian also has no plan to get raw materials for their battery production required, pointing out that none of the brands are understanding how much of a constraint this is. Yeah. I mean, I just did some initial analysis, and of course, there's no freaking revenues. There's a bird outside the window. There's no revenues. And the revenues they're going to generate are going to be a freaking joke compared to their operating expenses. So they're going to dilute the crap out of the shareholders. Gruß aus Hamburg. Hello, mate. All right, well, I think that's it. I don't know what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll get a cigar. Did you guys like my shooting videos? Were they nice? Did they scare you, little liberals? Anyway, if I have time, maybe I'll do another video on another stock. But that's it for now. So I'll talk to y'all later. Tschüss.